Okay, hi everyone. I'm so glad you could join us on Zoom tonight. We're really excited like Lena was just saying, we have a new study on our physique fat burn to share with you. Let me give you a little bit of background on Lena Misener. We're so happy that she has joined us tonight. Lena is a wife to David Misener, and together they have been involved in LifeVantage, our company, for 9 years. And Lena is a mother to four beautiful children that she was privileged to homeschool. They have recently graduated their youngest daughter. And together, the Meisner family has developed Beulah Youth Ranch, which served over 50 children last year through Christian summer camps, horsemanship lessons, and therapy programs. They also breed, train, show, and sell their Arabian horses as a family business. Lena is continuing to teach this year at the homeschool co-op, where she is the secondary director. This year, she will be teaching middle school life science, high school biology, and advanced biology. She has also accepted a position as an adjunct professor to teach biology at Calvary University this year. Lena's background in science includes a master's of science degree in microbiology with a focus on molecular genetics. Her research was in medical and dental fields, as well as working in agriculture and public health research labs. Lena has continued to study health and the impact of lifestyle with good nutrition, as she has raised her family and developed the LifeVantage business with her husband. Lena is delighted to share the amazing health benefits of our nutrigenomic products and the science behind them. And we're so excited to have you on here tonight, Lena. We are excited with you about this new science study. And we know you're very busy, so we just really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to help us out with this. So I have my notebook and pen. I encourage everybody else to
Great.
have a notebook and pen ready. And I'm going to turn the time over to you, my friend.
Okay, well, thank you so much for asking me to do this. I was just really all involved in the collagen and just have been so excited about collagen that I hadn't clued in to this new information that we have about our fat burn product. But I mean, we've had this for a number of years and I've used it for a number of years, especially if I've been noticing some extra pounds coming on. And we've called this promotional No Gain November. And I really want to just, encourage you for yourself and for the people that you know and love, to encourage them to be watching the weight as we come into this holiday season, because notoriously we put on some weight in the winter. And, there's some natural aspects to that, just with being able to survive, that our body does naturally in winter put on a little more weight. It's not just you eating more for the holidays. Your body wants to store more fat so that in hard times, cold times, you can survive. And so this is kind of your body doing its natural thing. But our company, we have just been so blessed with this company because we are learning to biohack our bodies in a good way, where we are using nutrigenomics and nutrition to be able to activate our body so that we are getting the best possible health outcomes. And so our flagship product that we have over 28 university medical studies by medical schools around the country, with our actual product Protandem, not just the ingredients, that you can review those studies on pubmed.gov. But this is our flagship product, the one that we really start with as the cornerstone for all of our products. And, I will tell you about an offer that we have where we're going to be bundling our Protandem together with the fat burn product. And the Protandem is really key because it's really addressing one of the key theories of aging, which is oxidative stress. So it gets the oxidative stress under control by 40% in just 30 days. And by 120 days, you're down to about 70% less oxidative stress. And so once you have less oxidative stress, you're reducing your inflammation, you're able to just reduce all of the C-reactive proteins that are causing that. I mean, it's just really great health benefits by starting off with this Nerve 2 Synergizer Protandem. So when we're talking about what we want for our bodies, we're always looking for how we can achieve more. And I am just so excited about what we are going into. And so, yes, we do encourage you to eat right, to exercise, but there's also a nutrition component that needs to come alongside of this where we can make sure, like it's almost like insurance, to make sure that we're getting the nutrition components we need to be able to activate our bodies. And our fat burn product, which I think this is going to be um, our new cover, our new bottle that we're going to be having with it. I have an old bottle here, and and I think those of you who are familiar with it, this is our bottle of Protanum, this is our bottle of fat burn, but it's, I think we're going to be getting a new look to our bottle, which is kind of neat. So with our Physiq fat burn product, we're going to be addressing, just to give you some background in the terminology, we have white adipose tissue, WAT. Adipose cells are very, very large, and they have the adipocytes can hold a lot of fat in them, and they're designed to do that. And fat has a good aspect to our body. It insulates us, it keeps us warm, it stores energy so that we have energy to draw on when we need it. So there are very good reasons to have a good amount of fat in your body, but you don't want too much. And then we have brown adipose tissue, which is a lot more around our organs, and it's more of a visceral type of fat where it's within our gut system. And it's abbreviated BAT, where we have a little bit more of the mitochondrial cells in the brown adipose tissue. And then there's beige adipose tissue, and this is, short-term bright, the brown and the white adipose tissue, and where we can see kind of a blending of the two aspects of fat tissue. And so adipose tissue is very important in the regulation of the fat storage in our body. And, and if you know anything about fat, you know that it can get stored, and it can get stored in some very obvious places. And so what we do is we have adipose tissue that is supposed to be storing it and not just keeping it and hanging on to it. It's supposed to go through a metabolic system called liposis. And liposis means the breaking up, the lysis of fat, where it breaks it down into small parts so that our body can use it. And so white adipose tissue is playing a critical role in the whole body's energy homeostasis to be able to regulate our energy stores and reserves so that we're not constantly having to eat. Really, we don't have to constantly eat. And so it stores excess energy in the form of triglycerides and releases fatty acids via lipolysis. So it's releasing them using this metabolic of lysine, the breaking apart the fatty acids. So the ratio between your white adipose tissue and your brown adipose tissue is what's regulating the level of your energy expenditure, which is unbalanced in overweight and obese people. So if you are overweight, if you are obese, these ratios of your white adipose tissue and your brown adipose tissue are off kilter. And the beiging of the adipose tissue is going to be increasing the energy expenditure at the cellular level. And so what we want to see happen is more of a blending of these two so that we have the energy expenditure increased by the cells themselves. So with our, I'm going to have to use this other, mine's covered up. So I'm going to my phone, and I have it here, there. Okay, so what we have here is a cycle called the camp cycle. And the camp cycle is happening in every cell. But what we're focusing on are the adipocytes, the fat cells. And we have the outside of the cell is this outside area, and we have a signaling molecule from the adrenal glands or from some other hormones that will activate the camp cycle. The camp cycle has to be activated for lipase, for the enzyme that breaks apart the lipids and makes them utilized by the body. So it takes it and gets it out of the fat cell so it can actually be used for the reason why it was stored there in the first place. We don't want to just that fat cell to just keep getting fatter, fatter, fatter. We want that to be stored, but then released when it's needed. And so that's what the activating the CAMP, the cyclic AMP cycle is important for. And so what we see here is when it is activated, we have a release of these free fatty acids as this lipase is acting on the adipocyte. And then we also have energy expenditure happening where we have these uncoupled proteins that are associated with the mitochondria causing ATP production, and then we can have more energy happening in the cell so that it's using and releasing these lipids. And our product has a Synetrol, which is it's in our fat burn product, and this is what the studies were specifically done on was this ingredient that's in our product, which it binds this phosphodiesterase, because if phosphodiesterase is present in this adipocyte cell in excess, it will prevent the CAMP cycle from activating. And if the CAMP cycle is not going the way it should, you will have an overabundance storage of fat. And so what we want to do is to bind this phosphodiesterase so that our CAMP cycle is active and producing lipase, therefore releasing all these free fatty acids. So with this activation mechanism of what we see with the phosphodiesterase, the messenger RNA expression, when we have the Synetrol in the 1.2 gram, the 1,200 milligram level, which this is the dose that we have in our product of the Synetrol. Here, we see that phosphodiesterase is less expressed at the genomic level. And so this truly is a nutrigenomic where it's active. It's not actually a decrease of the activation of this particular phosphodiesterase messenger RNA. And so here we have on this side, we're having the CAMP level. So this is the one we want to see lots of this cyclic AMP, this cycle getting going so that it's producing the lipase. And when we have that large amount of Synetrol, we're seeing 175 micromoles of the CAMP level being produced in the cell. So we're seeing what we're wanting to see in this, to be able to use the to be able to have the lipolysis occurring. And so here's the steps. And so first we have the Synetrol. It's enhancing the physiological lipolysis through the phosphodiesterase inhibition. So it's inhibiting that molecule that keeps the CAMP cycle from going. And so here we have the Synetrol, the CAMP levels increasing, and here we have that lipolytic where we have the lysis of the lipids increasing over time as the CAMP level is activated. And so in the second step, we have the metabolization through promotion of the expression of mitochondrial uncoupling proteins. So this is the second aspect of this, is where we have an actual increase in energy by uncoupling these proteins. And so with the Synetrol, it's promoting this higher expression of the uncoupling, and so that we get this beige adipose tissue that is acting the way it should to create a balance. And so here's where we're really excited. So that was how it acted. And now recently in Spain, they have had a 16-week placebo-controlled study on Synetrol, which is our active ingredient we've been talking about. The key ingredient blend in Physiq fat burn showed the following results. Participants followed a healthy diet, but with no change to their exercise habits. Increase in the resting calorie expenditure was by 181 calories per day, which means they did not do any additional activity, but they had every day just their body burning an extra 181 calories. I mean, that's incredible. A reduction in total fat by 5.2% or 4 pounds in 16 weeks. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but what ends up happening is that you're going to be having most of this is lost in the trunk area. That means your body, that means around your vital organs, where you can have a lot of very, very stubborn fat that does not normally want to leave your body. And so 65% of that fat was in this visceral area of the trunk. And then after they discontinued using this at 16 weeks, they checked them again at 20 weeks. 4 weeks later, they had lost another 2 pounds. And so it had changed the composition of the way the fat was being processed in the body. That balance was continuing to affect the metabolism of their bodies. And so that was just incredible. So with this body composition, it's rebalanced. And what we end up having is a lean to fat mass ratio that gets improved with Senetrol. That's why even after they weren't even taking it anymore, it was still working. And so the 65% total fat loss was from the trunk area. So this is called the index of central obesity. And this was decreased significantly in this study. And they also saw some waist and hip lines significantly decreased. So these are some graphs from that study where they're showing the trunk mass decrease and the index of central obesity variation, where we had a placebo and then the folks that were on the product. So the long-lasting benefits were really, really, really important because it showed you that there is a overall metabolic change that happens once we get this ratio in the correct order. And even after they went off of the Senetrol, they saw body weight that was continuing to be lost, and their overall mass was, I mean, it was just incredible to see that. And so here was the chart that showed that end of the supplementation where they saw that big, over 16 weeks, that big drop. And these are in kilograms, because remember, we're looking at a Spanish study. It was done in Spain. And so they're dropping down by these kilograms. And then we had another decrease over another 4 weeks of their body weight. And then the continued fat mass loss, where this was the first fat mass loss of a negative 2. And then here we have another 27% more loss even after the product was not being taken. So imagine what happens when you just continue taking it. Excellent stuff. Cool. Okay, so our key outcomes of what happens. So this is kind of it in a nutshell. So what we have are a proven mechanism of action where we have adipose beiging benefits, where we're getting that white and brown fat ratio into a better ratio, so that we're actually increasing our resting energy expenditure. We're rebalancing the body composition, where we have a significant reduction of body fat mass without the lean mass loss, because we need that lean mass loss to stay healthy. And oops, I went off to the next one. Back to that. Significant result on body weight, waist and hip lines, and long-lasting benefits where we experience those adipose beiging benefits over the long term. So with our active compounds, we're getting these active compounds from grapefruit extracts, from orange extract, from guarana extracts. And we have more than 10 years of research now with Senetrol that have been conducted to support this mechanism of action and the clinical benefits. So people have been taking this and using this and continuing to research this because it is just been amazing with the results that we've been seeing. So we've seen in vitro results, we've had preclinical studies, there's been pilot clinical studies and pivotal clinical studies, all on this particular product, being used in a number of different products. Now, some people that I have talked to about our product get a little concerned when they hear that there's grapefruit in it, because grapefruit has a polyphenol, flavonoid, which is called furanocoumarin. And Curcumin can interact dangerously with some medications. So if you are on a medicine, say for cholesterol or for high blood pressure, it can bind with those and actually cause it to get absorbed into your bloodstream way too quickly. And you do need to be careful of that if you are on those medications. But our product does not have that. Those few furocoumarins are not in our grapefruit extract. They have specifically removed those to make it safer for people so that they can be taking it with those medications. But we do recommend that you talk with a doctor if you are at all concerned about this. So with our fat burn, what is in it? We have added vitamin B and vitamin B6, B3 and B6, because these are cofactors that are very important in our overall health and help us to be able to utilize these other ingredients to their fullest extent. And then the proprietary blend that we have of Sinetrol is 1,250 milligrams, which was the highest dose in those studies where they got the best results. So we're getting a very, very high quality product. We have a grapefruit extract in there. And of course, that does not have that flavonoid, which can cause problems with medications. It's safe. We have a sweet orange fruit extract, guarana seed extract, blood orange fruit seed extract, and green coffee seed extract. And there is about 50 milligrams of caffeine in this. So I do recommend taking it in the morning, especially if you're caffeine sensitive. Don't take it in the evening. It might interfere with your sleep, but it's a very gently released natural caffeine. And guarana, it's a very different kind of a caffeine than a coffee caffeine. And so most people have a very good result with this combination. With No Gain November, we're offering a number of starter bundles. The one that, if you've never been on Protandim Nerf 2, I definitely want you to have it in conjunction with the fat burn so that you can have all of those Nerf 2 activating ingredients so that you can reduce your oxidative stress and have some other great health benefits and increase your cellular health and decrease your inflammation. That will help you in your goals with your weight management. And with our fat burn product, it's a great pairing. We have another bundle, advanced bundle, where we're adding in Axio, which is a great for your brain health and your heart health. And it's a drink powder that we add to water, and it's wonderful. We love that combination as well for brain health. And then when you add in the in Protandim NAD, we are really getting up into adding into supplements into your overall cellular health with the other products. And so this is really a great ultimate bundle to be able to produce your own powerful antioxidants and support a leaner you so that you're watching your weight and you're improving your brain health. So it's a great bundle. So I thank you so much for watching and allowing me to share with you guys. I'm open for questions if you guys would like to ask questions.
Thank you so much, Lena. That was really great information. I'm going to go back and watch that and listen to it again because there was some key things in there that I wasn't aware of. So that's great about that it has taken out what interferes with medication. That's great information. I wasn't aware of that. And I also am glad that you mentioned about the Protandim NRF2 because, that is just our flagship product, foundation product. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording here before we have the question and answer. So let's get that taken care of.